And a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to Woodland Park and Fletcher Field here in Collinsville as we get you set for some high school baseball action. As this afternoon, your Collinsville Kahawks are hosting the Belleville West Maroons. And I am Todd Duke. Glad you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. And we welcome you into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. Cullip Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials. Right now, they're all about Mother's Day. That's right. It is May the 1st. Mother's Day is the 13th of this month, so just 12 days away. And if you have that special mother or even wife who is a mother herself in mind, then go ahead and give Cullip Jennings a call. 344-0404 is the number to get a hold of them and reserve your flowers early. You can check out all the flowers they have to offer online. Pretty pictures can be found at cullipjennings.com, or again, just stop on by 517 West Clay Street. We will apologize right off the bat. No pregame interview with head coach Pete Trapp. Just turned into one of those days. I printed everything I had to print for the game at work, and I left it there. By the time I realized it, I was already home, so I had to hurry up and reprint everything. So the only thing that I don't have is my normal looking back at the history between the two teams, because that, quite frankly, is what takes the longest when you're doing some homework. The rest of it is just copy, paste, and print. So I was able to copy, paste, and print, but I did not have enough time to get the other thing done. So we are running a little bit behind schedule, and I do apologize. 14-9, that is the mark for Collinsville as they come into this contest. Kahawks are 6-3 in Southwestern Conference play, and that is 3 games behind the current leader in the Southwestern Conference, O'Fallon. The O'Fallon Panthers have not lost a game in conference play. Matter of fact, they've only lost 1 game overall. Somehow or another, they have thrown a tie in there as well. So O'Fallon is 22-1-1 right now and sitting alone in first place in the Southwestern Conference standings. Belleville West, they come in with an overall record of 6-15. They are 2-7 in Southwestern Conference play, and the only thing keeping them from the bottom of the standings are the East St. Louis Flyers. They are 0-12 overall and 0-10 in conference play are the Flyers. Collinsville comes in. They are scoring almost 7 runs a game at 6.87, and they are giving up just a little bit over 4.5 at 4.61. Belleville West, they are averaging almost 5 runs a game at 4.86, so Collinsville full 2 runs better at an average per game than Belleville West on the offensive side. And on the defensive side, Belleville West giving up almost 7 runs per game as they have a 6.95 right now in that column. So the Belleville West Maroons and the Collinsville Kahawks getting ready to do battle here. We will take a break here on the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. When we come back, we'll give you a little bit of history this year. I did print out the schedules, and we can go back and look and see how these two teams have done recently, and we'll do that next as the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network. Once again, we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahawk Sports Network as we get you ready for Belleville West as they have made the trip to Collinsville and will take on your Collinsville Kahawks. Let's take a look back at some of the history. We have already told you about the big 10-game win streak that Collinsville had. That was right after they lost to O'Fallon on April the 3rd, and Collinsville rattled off 10 straight wins. 4 of those were over Southwestern Conference teams, and that 10-game win streak ended with a big 5-4 win at Edwardsville, something Collinsville has not done in 20-plus years, is win at Edwardsville. But then they followed that up, Collinsville did, with 3 straight losses at Waterloo, at Marion, and then right here against Edwardsville in that extra inning game that we had for you back on the 24th of April. They then followed that up 2 days later with a win at Belleville East 6-4, but since then, Collinsville has lost 3 in a row again, a 13-10 setback against Mascoutah here on this field on the 27th. At Highland, they lost on the 28th 7-2, and also lost at Highland against Salem by a score of 2-1 in that doubleheader at Highland. So Collinsville trying to snap a 3-game win streak for Belleville West. Well, they didn't start off too well. They started off with a 6-game losing streak, or right after our first couple of wins, over Altoff and Metro East Lutheran. Back-to-back wins to start off the season, then 6 straight losses, then back-to-back wins again for the Maroons against Triad and against Salem, both of those games at Triad on the 31st of March. Then it was a loss, a win, a couple of losses, and a win against East St. Louis back on the 12th of April. And since then, Belleville West has lost another 6 in a row. That began with the Belleville East game at Busch Stadium. That was on April the 15th. And all of their losses in that time have been against Southwestern Conference teams. That game at Busch against East. The next game against Alton they lost. At Belleville East they lost. Then home against Belleville East they lost. And then O'Fallon, of course, winning 10-0. And then at Highland on the 27th of April was the last time that these Belleville West Maroons played, and that was a loss at 6-3. The two managers are meeting at home plate right now, and as soon as that breaks up, Collinsville will take the field and take their warm-ups, and then Belleville West will be up to the plate. So we'll take our final break here on the Cullip Jennings Flores pregame show. When we come back, starting lineups head your way. That is next on the Kahok Sports Network. Once again, welcome back into the Cullip Jennings Flores pregame show. I am Todd Duke. Josh Hartle will be along here in just a little while. Probably the second inning or so, he says. So he'll be along here momentarily. Here is a look at your starting lineups as your Kahawks take the field. Will Langston will lead things off for Belleville West. He'll play shortstop. Joey Casina is on the mound. The pitcher is batting second. Nick Westerhyde, a center fielder, batting third. Tyler Adams plays first base and holds down the cleanup spot for Belleville West. Colin Shea bats in the 5 spot and plays right field. Nick Cortez plays third base and bats sixth. Caleb Price batting 7th and playing left field. Dylan Sundquist is the catcher for the Maroons. He bats 8th, and J.B. Bierman plays second base and bats 9th for Belleville West. For Collinsville, they will lead things off when they come up to bat in the bottom of the first with Hunter Counton in center field. Braden Limp is the pitcher on the mound taking his warm-ups right now. We'll give you Braden's numbers in just a moment. Limp bats second. Hunter Shiragi behind the plate doing the catching duties, and batting third, Noah Scrum is playing shortstop and batting cleanup. Camden Reeves is at first base, batting in the 5 spot. Matt Campbell is playing third base today. Devin Bobinet is ill and did not make the trip, so Matt Campbell will get the start at third base, and he will bat 6th. TJ Williams is in right field, batting 7th. Garrett Morski in left field, batting 8th, and Jake Holton at second base, and Jake will bat 9th. On the mound, Braden Limp. Mr. Limp on the year has a record of 3-1. He has 28 innings of work under his belt, and he has a 2.72 earned run average. He's only given up 1 home run this year, and his walkouts and strikes, 25 strikeouts and 15 walks. That's good for a whip of 1.66. Behind him, defensively, For Collinsville, Garrett Morski will be in left field. Hunter Counton in center. TJ Williams in right. Around the horn on the infield. Campbell at third base. Scrum at short. Jake Holton is at second. Camden Reeves is at first. Hunter Shiragi is behind the plate. And Camden Reeves, is at first base. Yes, Shiragi behind the plate. Limp on the mound. Thank you very much to the Cullip Jennings Florist folks for sponsoring our pregame show. Again, my apologies for no pregame interview. We'll try to take care of that on the next go-round. Here is Will Lankson coming up to the plate for Belleville West. The lefty also plays basketball and takes one on the outside edge of the plate for a called strike one. Lankson coming in on the year, .345 hitter with 6 runs batted in. No home runs on the year as he looks at strike 2. Braden Limp well ahead in the count here early on, first batter of the game. 0-2. Next one from Limp, swinging a base hit up the middle. Isn't that the way it works? Couple of nice pitches on the outside corner, and then Lankson just puts the bat out in front of one and puts it right back over the pitcher's mound and into center field for a base hit. That's the way this one gets going. That'll bring up Joey Cassina, the pitcher. Cassina batting .353 on the year. 3 runs batted in. Also no home runs. He has a triple as his only extra base hit so far this year. He takes one outside, ball 1, as Lankson has a lead off of first base. Beautiful afternoon once again. We've had a string of those here recently after a month of horrible weather in the month of April, pretty much, except for the last few days. A little bit of a breeze blowing today, but temperatures in the lower 80s. A couple of wispy white clouds running around right now. One is covering up the sun. There's a strike on the outside corner to Joey Cassina, the pitcher for Belleville West. 2-1 against him. Runner at first base, leadoff single by Lankson. He has his lead from the stretch. He's checked on by Braden Limp, and here comes the pitch. It's outside, ball 3. Limp started off Lankson with 2 nice pitches that painted the outside portion of the plate. Lankson was quickly in an 0-2 hole, but then he lined the next one through the pitcher's mound, second base area, and he's on at first. Ball 4. Not a good start here for Braden Limp. Single and a walk. And up to the plate steps Nick Westerhyde, the center fielder. He's batting .273 on the year, 5 runs batted in. He has a runner on first and a runner on second. Langston is on second. Cassina is on first, running for himself. Squaring around to bunt was Westerhyde. Took a strike as he took the bat back. That'll make Campbell come in a few steps at third base, and he's playing with 1 foot on the infield grass. Limp checks on his runners, brings it home. Ball, 1-1. That one's pretty much on the place where he called it a strike for Lankson, batting from the left side, but Westerhyde bats from the right side. Checks on his runners, does Limp. Brings it home, swinging a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Be nice to get a strikeout to get the first out, maybe get a double play to end it. Westerhyde up there with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Limp from the stretch. Checks on Lankson at second, brings it home. Swing and a miss. Well, little foul ball stayed at home plate, so the count remains 1-2. Collinsville, of course, the home team, dressed in their all-white uniforms today. White trousers, white jerseys. Numbers in purple on the backs, and the word Kahoks written across the fronts of their jerseys, also in purple. There's a ball that gets away from Shiragi. That's going to be ball 2. It'll be 2-2 against Westerhyde, and that allows Langston and Cassina to move up. So much for the thought of a strikeout double play, unless you have one of the unconventional double plays. 2-2 the count. to Westerhide. Limp in a little first inning trouble. He steps off. Now he has to deal with runners on second and third. Limp brings it home. High. Ball 3. He's in danger of walking the bases loaded here. Leadoff single by Langston. Cassina took a walk. And now Westerhide out in front on the count, 3-2. Tyler Adams waits on deck. Swinging a shot down the third base line, but foul. Limp. Another one. Inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Has loaded the bases here. That will bring up Tyler Adams. Adams, a .294 hitter on the year with 14 runs batted in. First pitch, misses. Limp with the bases full of Maroons. Nobody out, sky high fly ball. This one's on the third base side. Noah Scrum is going to call off Campbell, and he will make the play in foul territory about 2 feet away from the third base bag. So that's a nice out right there. Now a double play can get you out of the inning. So Adams comes in, pops up on the second pitch. That brings in Colin Shea. Shea, the leading hitter for the Maroons at .421. But just a couple of RBIs, only one double for his extra base hits. Everything else has been of the single variety, but he's only had, this is his 20th at bat on the year. Everybody else is around 70. Outside, ball 2. Langston at third, Cassina at second, Westerhide is at first. 1 out, 2-0 count, 3-0. Colin Shea, the right fielder, awaits the conversation between Shiragi and Limp to end. It does. We are ready to resume. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the first. Collinsville and Braden Limp in a little top of the first inning trouble here. That one's low. Walked in a run. Langston comes in to score. Cassina over to third, Westerhide to second, and Shea is down at first. And now Coach Warnicki is going to come out to see if everything is okay with Braden Limp. Let's go ahead and thank some of our sponsors. How about Mike and Nancy Cluck? They are proud graduates of Collinsville High School, and now they are proud owners of their very own Allstate agency. It's called the Cluck Family Allstate Agency. It's in Glen Carbon, right up on 159 as soon as you enter Glen Carbon, right across the street there from the IHOP. If you would like to talk to some fine folks about some insurance, well, give them a call. They'll give you a free quote. 205-6060 is their number. You can also check out their Allstate Agency website or their Facebook page to connect with them today. We shall see if that visit did any good. As we're back to action here, and the first pitch is in there for a strike, and that's against Nick Cortez, the third baseman. Cortez batting .321 on the year with 9 runs batted in. He does have a double and a triple. The next one's low. Ball 1-1. Bases are still loaded. 1 run already home. Bases loaded walk to Colin Shea. Scores the first run. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Limp, ready with the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes is Cortez. And Limp 1 out away from getting out of this inning with only 1 run scored. He's going to have to get through Caleb Price. Price bats from the right side. Looks at one on the outside corner for a called strike. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 1 run home, 1-0 in favor of Belleville West, top of the first inning. Next pitch. Swing and a miss, and then the ball gets away from Shiragi, so another run is going to come home as that one bounced in front of home plate. So a wild pitch and a passed ball in this inning, as well as 3 walks and a single. Everybody else moved up a base as well, so now Westerheid is on at third, Shea is on at second, and it's an 0-2 pitch to Caleb Price. Price fouls that one off. Sun reemerges. Limp is ready with the next to Price. Here it is. Swinging another foul ball. This one's out of play down the first base side. Dimensions here at Fletcher Field, 312 down the third baseline, 310 up the first baseline, 375 to the left center field alley, 360 to the right center field alley, and 385 to straightaway center field. A swing and a miss, and Shiragi drops the ball again and throws down to first for the out. So back-to-back strikeouts, and the inning comes to a close, but not before 2 runs come across on just 1 base hit, 3 walks, and a couple of players left on. We head now to the home half of the first inning with the Maroons up 2-0. Time to thank some more of our sponsors. How about Mike's Automotive in Collinsville? Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, the not-so-basic stuff as well, like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive has 24-hour towing in 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville, at 1150 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, just blocks from the high school. You can call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. It'll be Hunter Counton, Braden Limp, and Hunter Shiragi to lead off the bottom of the first for Collinsville. If anyone can get on, Noah Scrum will have a chance to face Joey Cassina. Cassina on the year is 1-3, and in 21 innings pitched, he has an ERA of 6.67. Cassina has struck out 24 and walked 14. For a whip of 2.05. First man he'll face is Hunter Counton. Counton batting .348 on the year. 14 runs batted in, couple of home runs. Handful of doubles. And 1 triple on the year. Collinsville already trailing 2-0 after Belleville West plated 2 runs in the top half of the first. Here we are in the bottom. First pitch from Cassina to Counton is high and off of the glove of Sundquist. Defensively for Belleville West, you have Price in left field, Westerheid in center. Shea is in left, as the next pitch misses also. Ball 2. Cortez is at third, Langston at shortstop, Bierman's at second, Adams is at first, Sundquist behind the plate, catching Joey Casina. Outside corner with that pitch for Casina. 2-1 the count to the leadoff man for the Kahawks, Hunter Counton. Hunter Counton also plays soccer for the Kahawks. 3-1 the count. Here's the next pitch. This one misses, so Collinsville will get a base runner to lead off the inning. Belleville West wanting to maybe give some of that back. Here is Braden Lemp. Lemp on the year, 322 average with 10 runs batted in. Swinging a foul straight back to the screen. Braden, 1 home run, a triple, and a couple of doubles. Everything else, base hit variety. Wind is blowing straight in. The American flag down the first base side. It's blowing straight in from a home, so it's coming straight from first into home plate. So hitting one in the air out in left field will probably get knocked down. Hitting one in the air in left field will probably get pushed into foul territory depending on how far into left field it gets hit. 0-2 now to Lemp with Counton on it first, outside. The next one for Braden Lemp. Ball 1, 1-2. Hunter Shiragi waits on deck. The left-hander Casina pitches, and a foul ball down the third base side off the bat of Braden Lemp. Casina from the stretch checks on his runner and will throw over there. Hunter Counton back in. Braden Lemp, when not pitching, plays center field, and he plays a very shallow center field, right about the same spot that Westerheid is in right now for the Maroons. And Braden Lemp gets hit. He'll take his base, and the first 2 batters reach. One on a walk and one on a hit by pitch. And now Sundquist wants to come out and talk to Casina as Hunter Shiragi steps to the plate. Leading hitter for Collinsville is Shiragi, batting .424, 17 runs batted in. Still looking for his first home run. He also is the team leader in doubles with 13. Team leader in RBIs is Devin Bovenet, who is out sick today. Casina has to deal with runners on first and second now. And the lefty looks back at Counton at second and ready to bring it home to Shiragi. Here it is, swinging a foul ball out of play. Over the Belleville West dugout. The Maroons are dressed in their maroons. Maroon jerseys anyway, maroon socks, gray trousers. Belleville West written across the fronts of their jerseys. White numbers both on the front and the back. That one's a strike. After the foul ball, Shiragi finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Next pitch, outside, ball 1. Casina delivers, swinging a shot right back to the Belleville hurler. Out at second, throw over to first, in time, double play. 1-6-3. Down to third on the play is Hunter Counton. And so now it's up to Noah Scrum. Scrum batting .359 on the year, 15 runs batted in. Had a home run in that game against Edwardsville, the last game that we did. Right here from this park. First pitch to him from Casina is outside and high, ball one. It's a big run down there. Hunter counting as the Maroons scored 2 in their first. Collinsville trying to do the same. Going to be a tough call, though, as Scrum grounds out. And a shortstop. Langston throws the ball away as he overthrows Adams at first base. Hunter Counton will come in to score. And Collinsville gets one of those back. So Collinsville right now gets a run without the benefit of a hit. A walk, an error, and a hit batter. So down to second base on the throw is Noah Scrum. Up steps Camden Reeves. Reeves looks at one high and tight. Reeves batting .235 on the year with a home run. 14 runs batted in. Casina checks on Scrum at second and brings it home way outside. Breaking ball that started off inside, broke outside, and Camden Reeves went fishing. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Collinsville first baseman. Next pitch, up high. Ball 2, 2-1. 2-1 is our score as well. Belleville West. Has the lead. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Took a little off, did Casina, and Reeves swung right through it. Two and two. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes is Reeves, and the catcher Sundquist drops the ball, but tags him out before Reeves can make it down to first base. But Collinsville gets one of those runs back without the benefit of a hit. We head to the top of the second. Belleville West leads 2-1. Let's thank Pack Mail. They are locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, P.O. boxes, and they also offer climate-controlled self-storage. You can visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com, or you can call 346-4884. We've had a defensive switch here for Collinsville as looks like Garrett Morski. Well, actually, I see Hunter Counton leaving the ballpark. So Morski moves over, and there's a throwaway by Noah Scrum at shortstop to Dylan Sundquist. So an error by the Belleville West shortstop and an error by the Collinsville shortstop, Noah Scrum. So Morski moves over to center field. Williams will move from right field to left field, and Giuseppe Copatelli is now in right field. I would imagine he will be batting in Hunter Counten's spot. Here's the number 9 man in the order, J.B. Bierman for Belleville West. He takes a strike from Braden Limp. Bierman batting 160 on the year. 4 runs batted in. Swings and skies one out to center field, right to Morski. 1 out. Runner stays at second. And back to Will Langston. Langston singled and scored in the first inning. Limp dealing with runners on base again. A little half swing there by Langston. Home plate umpire says he did not go around. 1-0. We're in the top of the second. 2-1, Belleville West. 1 out, runner at second. Will Langston, leadoff man, up to the plate for the Maroons. Limp checks on his runner, brings it home inside, and it gets away from Shiragi. Just enough for Sundquist to move down to third. Second passed ball in the game here for Shiragi. Braden Limp also has a wild pitch. So third run for the Maroons, just 90 feet away. 2-0 the count to Langston. Inside, ball 3. Morski playing a shallow center field as well. Pretty much straight away, though, for Langston. Here's the pitch. Outside, he walked him on 4 straight. Fourth walk issued this afternoon by Braden Limp. That'll bring up Joey Cassina. Cassina received one of those walks. He went down to second on a passed ball and then took third on a wild pitch. Limp with runners on the corners and 1 out. Pitches. There's a base hit. That'll get 1 run home. Out into left field. Sundquist comes home to score. Down to second is Langston. And Cassina's on at first with just the second base hit for Belleville West. Three to 1. Nick Westerhyde, the center fielder. He also walked his first time up. He was stranded at third. Limp checks on his runners. Brings it home. Breaking ball never broke. Ball 1. Limp ready to go again. Next pitch to Westerhyde. On the way. Outside and low. Ball 2. Braden Limp has not found his command today. Not yet, anyway. Swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. Next pitch, outside, ball 3. No one warming up here in the bullpen for Collinsville, but that doesn't mean anything. I can always use one of the guys in the field, but he'll be given ample time to warm up if Coach Trapp wants to make a early pitching change here in this one, but we'll see what happens as Limp has to deal with a 3-1 count to Westerhyde, and he walked him too. 5 walks now for Braden Limp. Bases loaded once again. Westerhyde on at first, Cassina on at second, and Langston moves over to third. Tyler Adams made the first out in the first inning for the Maroons after he popped up in foul territory to Noah Scrum. There's a strike on the inside corner. Scrum had a better angle on it than Campbell did, looking straight up. I think Campbell lost it at third base, so Scrum came in to help him out. 0-1 the count. Ball, 1-1. Bases full of Maroons once again. Second inning in a row that the Maroons have loaded the bases. Chance for Noah Scrum at short. He picks it up, throws across the diamond for the sure out. Run scores as Langston comes in from third. Cosina goes down to third, and Westerhyde on to second. But Adams picks up an RBI. And the Maroons are up now 4-1. Here is Colin Shea. Shea walked with the bases loaded back in the first inning to get himself an RBI. 2 outs now here in the second. And Belleville West has scored 2 in the first and now 2 here in the second. Braden Limp and the Kahawks would like to keep it right where it is. Next pitch is high. Went ready with the next. Hits the outside corner, called strike 1, so Limp avoids another walk. To Colin Shea. Here's the 3-1. That's ball 4. Nick Cortez comes in, strikeout victim his first time up. Matter of fact, after all that trouble in the first, Limp struck out back-to-back players to end the first. Cortez was one of those. Up high, ball 1. Nowhere to put him this time. Limp looks in. With the bases loaded, he's back to the windup. That one's in there for a strike. Next pitch, foul ball. Stays at home. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 2 outs in the inning. Only need to get 1 strikeout to end this inning instead of 2. Limp looks in. Brings it home. Hit him. Grazed the front of his jersey. And that brings in another run. And brings in Caleb Price. Strikeout victim his first time up. Swing and a miss. Outside, called strike 2. Bases full of Maroons once again. Here is the 0-2 pitch to Price. Swinging a little nubber that goes past Limp. He picks it up in time and throws in time for the out. 9 batters come to the plate. And 3 more runs come across as the Belleville West Maroons have extended their lead as we head to the bottom of the second. Maroons 5, Collinsville 1. Let's thank Brad Keene at Visionary Wealth Advisors in O'Fallon. Brad is a 1988 graduate of Collinsville High School. He is a, excuse me,
TJ Williams looks at strike three there. Now batting for the Kahoks is number 16, Garrett Morski.
there's been a bunch of player changes, man.
Garrett Morski's bunt attempt unsuccessful there. Campbell's on it first. And then TJ just struck out. Garrett foul ball by Morski. Next pitch to Morski, swing and a miss. And Morski goes down on strikes. In steps number 2, Jake Holton. Campbell gets his lead from first. Here's the first one. Ball low to Holton. So 2 outs here in this half of the second inning. Fouled off to the right-hand side by Holton. Counts now 1-1 to Holton. Campbell takes his lead from first. Pitch to Holton. Ground ball snagged by the first baseman. He's able to get up and make the third out of the inning. One left on for the Kahawks.
Back here at Fletcher Field, my apologies. I've got something going on here. High fly ball out of play. You don't want to touch that. And Josh Hartle is in with us, and Josh was fortunate enough to walk in the door right on time. I don't know if that was a good thing for him or a bad thing for him, because he got to see me being sick, and then he had to strap on the headphones and go to work. How you doing, Mr. Hartle?
Not too bad. Apparently better than you.
Yeah, apparently better than me, and I guess better than a couple of the Kahawks, because I mentioned earlier when we were on the air that Hunter Counton left. I saw him leave with his gear over his shoulder. And since then, Camden Reeves is now sitting in the dugout with an ice pack on his neck. So we have more.
Okay, I have breaking news on why Hunter Counton had to leave. He's attending the St. Louis Scholar Awards.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's a good reason.
So definitely a better reason than what we could have suspected.
Dylan Sundquist leads off by getting hit by a pitch, and that is the second hit batter on the afternoon for Braden Limp to go along with his 6 walks. And Braden is just not having a very good afternoon on the mound.
Yeah, well, we've seen in other starts that Braden's had. There's a foul ball to the right. Morski scoots over to get that. We've seen Braden struggle with his command off and on all this year. And, it's just something that he's, had to battle. And, he's been able to struggle through some of these situations and come out on top. And just looks like so far today it's just not panning out for him.
You have those days every once in a while.
Yeah, it does happen.
Sundquist is on at first. Actually, that's a courtesy runner, Lance Glacier. J.B. Bierman up to the plate. He flew out to center field, and at that time I think it was I'm not even sure who was playing at that time. Williams is out in left. Vlasic is now in center. Copatelli is in left. Campbell still at third. Scrum still at short. Holton still at second. And Morski has moved on to play first base now, as Limp delivers one outside to Bierman. Okay. And it'll be back to Langston in the top of the order after Bierman's at bat.
Kahoks are the walking wounded right now.
Apparently so. Limp checks on his runner. A little bit low. Yeah, I was sitting down doing a game. You never see me sit down and do a game.
No, definitely not.
I have just felt blah all day, really.
Hopefully that Mountain Dew over there will pick you up.
I'm hoping so. I've been drinking some water, trying to get hydrated, but I think a little sugar may help.
There's another walk.
7th walk on the afternoon for Braden Limp.
Well, here comes Coach Trapp to go out and talk to Braden here. It definitely looks something mechanical. It doesn't look like it's doesn't look like he's hurt.
Well,
Everything's just low.
Coach Warnicki came out there in the first inning and
and that's it for Limp.
said a couple of words to him, and he managed to throw a couple of strikes. Actually had back-to-back strikeouts after that, but Limp's day is over, so we'll step aside as well. In just a moment, we'll tell you who the new pitcher is, and of course there's going to be more defensive moves, so we'll do that in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network. Giuseppe Copatelli comes in to pitch, and that means that Braden Limp will go out and play center field, and that will move Vlasic over to right field. I have so many scratch-out marks on my thing here, it's not even funny. My outfield diagram looks horrible. So, Copatelli will come in and pitch. I didn't have enough room to add him onto my list of pitching stats, so I have nothing to tell you about it. I know he's only pitched in a couple of games.
Saw some action last Friday against Mascoutah. Actually pitched pretty well, following up Morski, who actually started out really well and kind of fell apart in the third inning with 2 outs.
So Collinsville will have to battle back if they want to win this one. Right now they trail 5-1, or excuse me, 3-1. What is it? It's 5-1.
5-1.
In the third inning. I knew there was a 3 in there somewhere. And runners on first and second with no one out. Will Langston, leadoff man for Belleville West, has reached base twice, and he's scored both times. Once on a single, once on a walk.
Just took a fastball down the middle for a ball.
1-1 the count. Off-speed pitch stays high for Copatelli. 2-1 now the count. Runner on second base. That is the courtesy runner Lance Glaser. And on at first base is J.B. Bierman. Both runners have their leads. Copatelli checks on his runner at second and brings it home. Off-speed pitch is bunted down the third baseline. That's a beautiful bunt. Everyone is going to be safe. You could have hoped that was going to take that turn to the left and go across the line, but that was not going to happen.
That was a beautiful bunt.
A bunt base hit will load the bases. Collinsville in jeopardy here of getting run ruled if they don't stop the bleeding and come back and score some runs of their own. Bases loaded, nobody out. That brings up Joey Casino, the pitcher. Casina swings at the first pitch he sees, skies it out to Vlasic in right field, and they're not going to send the runner home, and probably not. And now the runner at second base is caught sleeping. Throw down to second base. Noah Scrum will tag him out. Throw home is not going to be in time.
Well, at this point, the Kahawks will definitely take a double play.
They'll
give up that run. Not helpful on the scoreboard, but when it comes to outs, they need outs here. You go from bases loaded, nobody out, to runner on first with 2 outs now. I think Pete Trapp and the guys over in the dugout will take that.
Most definitely. Well, a run does come home, so it's 6-1. A man on the scoreboard's got it all under control. And 1 runner on at first base instead of having the bases loaded. And Copatelli steps off, so back in there is Langston over at first after reaching on a bunt. Nick Westerheide is the batter. He has received back-to-back walks in the first inning and the second inning. Both times he was stranded at third. Here's a steal, and the throw is not in time. And Langston is down to second base. The first stolen base of the day by Belleville West.
Langston got a good lead there and got a quick jump off Copatelli. He's a little bit slower to the plate than Lemp.
Copatelli from the stretch checks, kicks, and pitches up high. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 6-1. Belleville West with the lead. Top of the third. Copatelli ready with the next. Here's the 1-1. It stays high. 2-1. Can't get that break on that ball. It stays high on him. A couple of times now we've seen that. Next one from Copatelli on the way. Swinging a foul ball out of play.
Good pitch there by Copatelli to come back and even the count at 2-2 there. Going 3-1 to this guy is probably not a great idea at this point in the game.
Westerheide with a 2-2 count against him. 2 outs, runner on second. Copatelli delivers up high, ball 3. Full count. Langston leads from second. Copatelli checks on him, brings it home, swinging a high fly ball into the outfield. This one is going to be pushed back over toward T.J. Williams, and
what a catch.
Williams makes the catch. That ball was headed right for the 375 mark out there, and that wind pushed it right back into the exact spot that Williams needed to make the catch. Another run does come across, but that's it this time. As we head to the home half of the third, Belleville West still leads your Kahawks 6-1. Let's thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club has been providing women in the area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all to help the needy. They have a new website they want you to check out, CollinsvilleJSC.com. That's CollinsvilleJSC.com. We are in the bottom half of the third. Leading things off here for Collinsville is Spencer Vlasic, who will take over the leadoff spot. for Hunter County. County walked and scored the Kahawks' only run in the first inning. Vlasic swings at one and skies it out of play down the first base side. I only have so much room on my paper. And so the guys that didn't have that many plate appearances, I just kept them off, and apparently Vlasic is one of them because I do not have numbers for Mr. Vlasic.
I think he's still looking for maybe his first or second hit here.
Yeah, there were a couple of guys that were still in the 0-0-0 department as Vlasic goes down swinging. First out here in the bottom of the third, and that is the fourth strikeout for Joey Casina. Here's Braden Limp. Limp was hit by a pitch his first time up. Looks at one on the outside corner. Strike one. Swing and a miss on the next, strike two.
Yeah, speaking of Spencer Vlasic, he's a guy that will probably get the duties behind the dish next year as a junior.
Out to play with the next one for Braden Limp.
Getting at least some varsity at bats, a little bit of experience.
Matt Campbell is down warming up in the Collinsville bullpen while the Kahawks are at the plate because they really don't have anybody left to warm up when they're out in the field. Ground ball to second. Bierman throws to Adams to get Braden Limp out, and there are two away. That brings up Hunter Shiragi. Shiragi grounded into a 1-6-3 double play his first time up. At that point, that allowed Hunter County to go over to third. And then County came in when Noah Scrum reached on the error by the shortstop Langston. Two outs. Bottom of the third, 6-1 in favor of Belleville West. Here's the pitch. Shiragi takes it high. Maroons only looking for win number 7 on the year and win number 3 in Southwestern Conference play. Shiragi fouls this one out of play. New baseball comes from the Belleville West dugout. What time is your softball game, sir?
8:30.
8:30.
Yeah.
Up here?
No, over in O'Fallon.
Okay. Next pitch to Shiragi. Swinging another foul ball out of play.
This is a guy that you don't want to be seeing the ball well against you. He has been hot all year long. I think leading the area in doubles right now.
Yeah, he was for a while smoking doubles almost every time he came up to the plate.
Yeah, got 2 last weekend.
Swinging a little flare off the handle that bounces right in front of the fence of the Maroons dugout. Shiragi, 13 doubles coming into this contest. Up there with a 1-ball, 2-strike count against him. And the lefty Casina looks over his glove, has his sign, brings it home. In the dirt, ball 2, 2-2.
Hunter's done everything he's supposed to do as a senior. He's came back after a strong junior year, and he's been able to contribute toward the top of the lineup. And that's all you can hope for when a guy gets a lot of primary time as a junior, comes back as a senior. This is the type of year that you plan on them having as a senior.
3-2 pitch on the way, and it's a ground ball for Langston at short again. This time his throw is low, and it gets underneath the glove of the first baseman, Adams. So 2 errors in this game by Will Langston at shortstop. First throw he threw high. This one he throws too low.
I think his first baseman had a chance to bail him out there, but unable to come up with that low throw.
That will keep the inning alive for Noah Scrum, who reached on the first Langston error.
You'll see Camden Fry coming out there to run for Shiragi. Camden's a sophomore coming up and getting some work here. It looks like Devin Bobinet has got a case of the flu.
Yeah, he's sick. Yeah. I knew that. I knew that when I got here. Warnicki was smashing grounders to Campbell at third, trying to get him used to the bounces.
Yep.
And he told me then that Balvanet was sick. And there's still some of that crap going around.
Yeah, I mean, well, with the weather bouncing back and forth, I mean, it still hasn't kind of regulated itself.
Yeah.
Just seems like everybody's got a
snap throw over to first base, and back in there is Fry. Yeah, I've already gone through the flu part. Now I think I'm going through the stomach part. At least I hope not. I hope that little incident in the second inning was it. Next pitch, I feel a lot better.
That's good.
Yeah.
Scrum with a chance for with two outs here to do some damage. Camden Fry can run a little bit.
Casino ready and an outside pitch. Scrum offers at it and can't quite reach it, and he is in an 0-2 hole. He has one home run, does Mr. Scrum. We watched that here against Edwardsville. Next pitch, it almost hit him, but it stays inside, 1-2. Thank you for the Mountain Dew, sir. That was much needed at the time.
No problem. Belleville West center fielder there doing his best Braden Limp impression.
I made that observation earlier.
Oh, did you really?
Yep.
That's funny.
High sky fly ball. This one stays on the infield. Langston calls off his third baseman, and he's underneath it for the out, and the inning comes to a close. The error does not hurt. We head now to the top of the fourth. Belleville West still leads 6-1. Go ahead, yeah. Let's thank Brad Keene at Visionary Wealth Advisors in O'Fallon. Brad Keene is a 1988 graduate of Collinsville High School. He is a wealth management advisor with Visionary with 22 years of experience. Call him today for financial advice and planning. Work on your investment portfolio, retirement planning, as well as estate planning. Visionary Wealth Advisors with offices in Edwardsville, St. Louis, and O'Fallon. You can call Brad today at 726-3008 or online, visionarywealthadvisors.com. We are into the fourth inning. Collinsville trailing 6-1 to Belleville West. O'Fallon, they're having a whale of a season, huh?
Yeah.
How did they tie? That's what I'd like to know. 22-1-1.
My guess is probably one of those tournaments that they play in.
Yeah.
Probably don't allow for extra innings.
All right.
Happen to be my guess.
Top of the fourth. Copatelli back on the mound and swinging a laser beam foul down the third base side by Tyler Adams. Adams popped up to Noah Scrum at short, although it was in foul territory. And he grounded out to Noah Scrum back in the second. Now he's fouling a couple of balls down the third baseline.
A little bit out in front of Copatelli.
It'll be Adams, Shea, and Cortez here in this fourth. First pitch goes right past Copatelli. Scrum picks it up, throws quickly, and a nice job over at first base by Morski to stay on the bag and collect that high throw from Scrum.
Long arms and long legs there helped him out a little bit on that play.
Adams has not quite figured out yet not to hit the ball to Noah Scrum.
A lot of people in the Southwestern Conference haven't figured that one out.
3 straight putouts by Scrum of Mr. Adams. Here is Colin Shea. Shea has walked twice. His first walk was with the bases loaded. That scored a run. He skies one out to right field, and I don't know, without the wind, that one kind of still went back on the little fade back into Vlasic for the out. Almost looked like one of my golf shots.
Copatelli with a chance here to get a 1-2-3 inning, which is much needed for these Kahawks.
Sure
They
is.
need to get back in the dugout and get focused on the rest of this game.
Austin Valeris will come in to pinch hit for Cortez. And the first pitch he sees, he likes, so he grounds it over to third base. Campbell is up with it, and a nice scoop over there by Morski, and a 1-2-3 inning it is indeed for your Kahawks. They come back into the bottom of the fourth, still trailing, though, 6-1. Let's think Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville. Rich has everything from hi-fi to hi-fi. You got vinyl? If not, Rich's Record Emporium does. It's a great place for you to start your album collection. New and used records to choose from, plus remastered originals. Everything from country, jazz, and, of course, classic rock. 131 West Main is where you'll find Rich's Record Emporium. Give them a call at 200-9287 or online, richesrecordemporium.com. Is that Copatelli?
Yep.
Copatelli comes in. He takes the place in the lineup for Reeves. And he will bat here in this top of the fourth inning. Copatelli batting 143 on the year with a couple of runs batted in. Outside.
The report on Reeves is a headache.
Headache. I got one of those.
Yeah, me too, watching this game.
Yeah. Actually, I never, ever get headaches. I had one earlier, and I took some ibuprofen. And I don't think my stomach has felt the same since. 2-1 the count now to Copatelli. Here's the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Joey Casino back out onto the hill for his fourth inning of work. Here comes the 3-1 to Copatelli. It floats in there for a strike. And it's now a full count. Here's the next.
Ooh, just inside. That missed by an eyelash.
Yep. And that's the second walk issued by Casino. That'll bring in Matt Campbell. Campbell singled his first time up back in the second. That's the only hit that Collinsville has thus far. They scored a run without the benefit in a hit in the first. First pitch is inside for a strike. That was more inside than the last one was, and he called it a ball.
Yeah, that might have been a makeup call or a gift to Copatelli for throwing strikes last inning.
Yeah, could be. I don't know. Look, to me, the body language of the home plate umpire almost wanted to call that last pitch to Copatelli a strike.
Yeah.
1-1 the count now to Campbell. Swinging a foul ball. Whizzed back right over our heads. Next pitch coming from Cosina to Campbell. Swinging a fly ball out to left field. Back goes the left fielder. It's over his head. All the way to the wall. That'll roll. Here comes Copatelli. He is going to be held up at third base. And it's a stand-up double for Matt Campbell.
And the Kahok bats come alive here a little bit. We'll see what TJ Williams can do.
Williams was a strikeout victim his first time up, as Cosina registered back-to-back strikeouts in that seventh inning. That was after Campbell led off the inning with a base hit. After the back-to-back strikeouts of Williams and Morski, Holton grounded out. So that was a 1-2-3 inning after the leadoff single by Campbell. Here it is. Runners on second and third. Nobody down. TJ Williams comes up with a chance to plate a couple here.
Yeah, if Collinsville wants any sort of chance of getting back into this thing, it's this part of the lineup that's got to get it done.
Outside with the first from Cosina. To Williams, with Garrett Morski waiting on deck. Cosina's ready. Low.
2 quick balls to TJ Williams here. He's going to have to be able to relax and look for exactly the pitch he wants here.
Next pitch on the way. This one's in the dirt. Ball 3, quickly 3-0. First base is open. A little room out there in that right center field gap. If Williams can poke one that way, both runners will score, and Williams will have an extra base hit. Here's the 3-0. Misses. Walked him. Bases loaded. Nobody down for Garrett Morski.
Belleville West coach coming out to talk to his pitcher here.
Well, let's thank a sponsor. How about Marshall's Transmission in Collinsville? At Marshall's Transmission, they know how much of a hassle it is dealing with a broken transmission. That's why the friendly and trustworthy staff at Marshall's can help with all of your transmission troubles. Marshall's Transmission handles all types of vehicles. Just bring it into Marshall's. They will thoroughly inspect the problem, and then they'll give you an honest quote. Marshall's Transmission, 263 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Call 345-1930. Well, a well-placed home run would make this a one-run game. See if we can get a couple across here. It doesn't have to be a home run. Just keep the line moving.
Morski with a big chance here. Just a ball in play would at least push one across and at least get the Kahawks one run closer.
Morski swings at the first pitch and he fouls it right at home plate. Then it spins out of the batter's box into fair territory. Umpire called it right away.
That one was off the foot. Morski up there hacking. That's good to see. Really want to see him try and do something offensively here.
Morski, strikeout victim his first time up. Holton waits on deck. Bases full of Kahawks. Nobody down. Collinsville trailing by 5. Morski swings and puts it foul down the first base side. Everybody has to go back.
Just trying to put a ball in play here, trying to do a job, at least push one runner home here with nobody out.
0-2 the count, though, to Morski. Casina looks into Sundquist. His catcher has his sign and a high fly ball. This one's not going to get out of the infield. First baseman in foul territory. Adams makes the catch for out number 1. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was not as productive as he wanted to be there. You could see just after he took that swing that he was frustrated with the approach that he had there.
Jake Holton grounded to Adams, his only time up. And now the bases remain loaded, but with 1 out. And then back to the top of the order and Vlasic. High and outside. Hope I start feeling better. I have a long day of track ahead of me tomorrow.
Ooh.
Kahawks all over the base paths. Here comes the 1-0. This one hits the outside. Nope. Man, he's called that ball there all day. 2-0. Ready with the next is Casina, swinging a foul out of play.
Just a hair behind on that pitch inside. Just missed it a little bit.
2-1 the count. 1 out in the inning. We are in the bottom of the 4th. There's a
gets
ball
away.
that gets away. That's going to score a run. As Copatelli comes across to give Collinsville their 2nd run in this game. Everybody else moves up a bag as well. Campbell over to 3rd and TJ Williams down to 2nd.
That's a big deal, too. Takes the double play out of order here and puts 2 guys back into scoring position. And a good chance for Holton here to just get another one across, even if he has to sacrifice an out.
Casina's ready. Swinging a foul ball out of play for Holton.
Just off his hands a little bit there. Still in good shape with this full count here. He still doesn't want to walk him. He's going to give him something to hit.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Holton from Casina. Swinging a little base hit out to, well, over the mound. And a nice throw. I thought that was going a lot farther. It was airs safe at home plate. Campbell comes in to score on the grounder, and T.J. Williams, he took off from second and never stopped.
That ball was off the fist, looping, and just dropped in front of the second baseman. I think that Holton thought that that ball was going to get into the outfield, and he started actually to come out of the baseline to make a turn.
I can't believe that wasn't a bad. That was such a softly hit ball, but from my perspective, I was right behind it.
Yep.
It looked like a line drive going right out to center field. There's a line drive down the third base line, but foul.
Man, that would have been big for Vlasic, too.
Vlasic, strikeout victim his first time up after he relieved Hunter Counton.
Casina here just seems just like he's trying to get a ball over.
High fly ball. This one looks like it's going to get out of play, and it will.
That ball was given quite a ride, too.
Williams is at third with 2 out.
And Vlasic's hit 2 balls hard here.
He has. Casina looks into Sundquist, has his sign, and he brings home the 0-2 in the dirt. That bounced about a foot in front of home plate.
Yeah, I think Casina's getting a little tired. You can kind of see it in the body language. It's the 4th inning. It's kind of the norm for a high school guy.
They do have a player up throwing in the bullpen, do the Maroons, as this one goes outside. 2-2 now the count.
And the more pitches Vlasic can see here, the better off he's going to be. He's probably going to get something right down the middle of the plate right here.
Caleb Harson is warming up for for Belleville West, the junior. Casina ready. Swinging a little foul tip. That one nicks the hand of Sundquist.
That's going to sting. Umpire very courteous there, walks the ball out to the pitcher, gives the catcher a little bit of time here to recompose himself, dust off the plate.
T.J. Williams is at third base. There are 2 outs, and it's a 2-2 count to Spencer Vlasic. Excuse me. Casina brings it. Swing and a miss. Vlasic strikes out to end the inning, but Collinsville does pick up a couple of more runs, and they've cut the lead in half as we head now to the 5th inning. 6-3, Belleville West in the lead. Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page. Leading off is Caleb Price. It'll be the bottom three in the order. He flies out to left field and on the run. TJ Williams makes the catch. One pitch, one out.
Catching everything over there today.
Yeah, he is.
It's a black hole. Don't hit it over in that area. You got Scrum on that side, and you got TJ Williams out there patrolling left field today. And I think anything over that way is going to be an out.
That'll bring in Dylan Sundquist. Sundquist reached on an error, scored in the second, was hit by a pitch, and scored in the third. Out there facing Copatelli. 6-3 our score. Maroons have the lead. They had it early, and they have not relinquished it.
Collinsville slowly chipped away that inning. That was a much-needed inning for them. Copatelli hoping to get them back in the dugout here.
Collinsville with 3 more scheduled at bat, so all they need to do is keep that number 6 right where it is on the visitor side of the scoreboard and chip away.
Copatelli's got to throw at least 2 strikes here to this batter. You know he's taking here.
Missed with 4 straight. That, I believe, is the first walk issued by Copatelli. Make that the second. And that will bring up J.B. Bierman. Bierman walked and flew out to center field way back when. Copatelli throws over to first. Sundquist back in. Nope, they brought out Lance Glacier again to be a courtesy runner for the Maroons catcher. Copatelli ready to deliver to Bierman. Here it is, swinging a high fly ball down the first base line. This one is hooking and going foul.
Kahoks could catch a break there. That ball was going to rattle around in the corner.
Just went fair, or foul, excuse me, by about a foot. Six to 3. Maroons with the lead. That one misses the outside corner. That was a good pitch.
Yeah, if he's going to be successful, that's a pitch he's got to get from the umpire.
1-1. There's a throw over to first. Back in time is Glazer. Next pitch on the way. Nice job by Shiragi to block that one. Keep the base runner right where he is, but it's another ball out of the strike zone thrown by Copatelli, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, this count right here, you might see the base runner going, actually. Nope.
Outside. 3-1. Copatelli ready with another.
Good pitch.
High fly ball. This one's going to stay in the ballpark, and calling off the first baseman Morski was Holton at second base to haul that one in for out number 2.
Good play by Holton. That's his ball all day long. Anything right there behind first base. It's hard for a first baseman to get turned around, get squared up under that, especially from a left-handed hitter. That's going to tail back toward Holton every time.
Langston, the leadoff man for the Maroons, up to the plate. Takes a strike on the outside corner.
Good start by Copatelli to this batter.
Whew. Copatelli looks in. Has his sign, and an off-speed pitch is also a painter over the outside corner, 0-2.
Copatelli one pitch away here from making quick work of these Belleville West Maroons.
Colpatelli ready with the 0-2. Swing and a chance for Noah Scrum. He'll scoop it up. Toss over to Holton at second. That's the only out they need as we head now to the home half of the fifth. Collinsville trailing 6-3. Todd Duke, Josh Hartle back with you, bottom of the fifth, as Braden Limp set to lead things off. I'm going to leave that there for you, sir. I'll be back.
All right. Braden Limp takes the first pitch here, high and outside. Limp grounded out to the pitcher in the first inning, takes ball 2, and grounded out to second in the third inning. Limp with a 2-0 count here. And ball 4, I think I hit him. Yeah, got him in the foot. As Limp strolls down to first base. Good start for the Kahawks here as they try to battle back, down 3 here in the bottom of the fifth. Hot hitting Hunter Schrage to step in now. He reached in the third on an error and grounded into a double play in the first. Schrage taking his time, manicuring the box. Limp takes his lead from first. And here's the first offer. And he laces one in the gap. That's going to be extra bases. Here comes Limp around second. Rounding third, he's going to score. And Hunter Schrage coasts into second base with yet another double. Big hit for Hunter Schrage there as he inches the Kahawks in closer, as the score is now 4-6. Belleville West coach comes out to talk to his pitcher. Looks like he's taking the ball from him, and that will be all for Cosina as he heads out to left field. And we'll take a break here and give you some updates when we come back. Welcome back here to Collinsville, where we have the Belleville West Maroons facing your Collinsville Kahawks with a score of 6-4. Collinsville's trailing by 2 here. Hunter Schrage will be out at second, and Noah Scrum will get a chance to take a crack at new pitcher for the Belleville West Maroons, Jake Hoffman. Looking for some pitching stacks for Jake here, and I don't have anything on my list. As Casina goes out to left. And I believe that's the only change we may be making here. In steps Noah Scrum with a chance here to cut the lead to 1. The first pitch here from Jake Hoffman. Swing and a little fly ball out to left field. In comes Casina, makes the catch, and that is out number 1 of the inning. And that'll bring in Giuseppe Capitelli. Capitelli with his third at bat, struck out in the first, walked and scored in the 4th. Here's the first pitch to Capitelli, and he fouls it straight back. Oh, and 1 to Capitelli. Here's the second pitch here from Jake Hoffman. Takes strike 2. As Camden Fry, the pinch runner, takes his lead at second base. Jake Hoffman set, comes to the plate, and takes just low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Capitelli. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Fry with his lead. Hoffman checks on him. And Capitelli flares one out toward the right side, and it just makes it out of play. Hangs in there with a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Capitelli. Matt Campbell stands on deck. He doubled in his last plate of period. Here's the pitch. Capitelli takes just inside. Evens the count 2-2. Capitelli, good chance to see a nice fastball down the middle here. And here's the next pitch from Hoffman. Another foul off to the right side, and that one's going to get out of play as well. As Capitelli battles against Hoffman here. Count still 2-2, 1 out. Camden Fry at second base, Capitelli at the dish. And here's the next pitch from Hoffman as he comes set. Checks on Fry. And he flares one out to shallow center. Here in comes the center fielder, makes the catch. And that's 2 away. That's going to bring in Campbell. Like I said, he doubled in the 4th and scored a run. Singled in the 1st. And he's got a chance to drive in a run here with 2 outs, which would be a big deal for the Kahawks here as they try to cut this lead down to 1. Here's the first one to Campbell. Just outside, just missed. Umpire not conceding that outside corner here. Hoffman takes a look at Camden Fry. Into the plate. Campbell takes ball 2 high. It's now 2 balls, no strikes. With 2 outs. TJ Williams waiting on deck. If Campbell can get on base here. And he calls time and steps out. Campbell looking to extend his 2-for-2 day and drive in another run here for the Kahawks. Here's the pitch. And he gets into one, drives it out to left field, and the wind holds it up, and the left fielder makes the catch, and that is all for the Kahawks with a runner left on second base. That's the end of 6 here in Collinsville. Welcome back here to Collinsville. Top of the 6th. 6-4, Belleville West leads this one. In steps number 19, Joey Casina, the new left fielder for the Belleville West Maroons. Casino walked in the first, singled in the second, scored both times. And he offers it a bunt, pulls it back, ball 1. As Capitelli resumes his position out on the mound. Capitelli done a good job the last couple innings here, holding the Maroons to no runs as he throws ball 2. Takes a deep breath, gets the ball back from his catcher, Hunter Schrage. Deep breath as he tries to find the strike zone here. And he misses again, 3-0. Capitelli got to do some work here in order not to walk Casina to lead off this inning. There's a good start. He throws strike 1. 3-1 now to Casina as he flew out to the right fielder last inning. And he takes ball 4 high and away with a leadoff walk to Casina. Up next is number 15, Nick Westerheide, center fielder. As Casina takes his lead from first, Capitelli comes set. Here's the pitch. Ball just inside, missed a hair. Capitelli looking to get a ground ball here, get himself 2 outs. Know if he hits it over to Noah Scrum, it will probably be just that as he throws over to first base to Morski. Not in time. One and 0 here to Westerheide. Here's the pitch and runner goes. Schrage gets rid of it and not in time down at second base as he had a tough time getting the handle out of the glove there. As Casina had a good jump off of Capitelli. Capitelli comes set. The 2-0 pitch. Just high, and he's 3-0 here to Westerheide now as Schrage goes out to talk to Capitelli, settle him down. Nick Westerheide has walked in the first, walked in the second, and flew out to left field in the third. He has not scored a run yet. He's been left at third base twice today. As Schrage makes his way back to the plate, and Capitelli makes a 3-0 pitch here. And he makes a pitch for a strike, as it's now 3-1 to Nick Westerhide, the number 3 hitter. Here's the 3-1 from Capitelli. Swinging a foul straight back. Full count now to Westerhide. And Capitelli a chance to come all the way back to get an out here. No outs right now in this top half of the 6th. Here's the pitch, and he fouls this one back. So Capitelli doing a good job here to battle after going 3-0 to Westerhide. And here's the 3-2 pitch from Capitelli. And he takes that inside for ball 4. Capitelli's walked 2 guys now to lead off this top of the 6th. Shraggy goes back out to settle Capitelli down. In comes number 23 first baseman Tyler Adams. Adams grounded to Scrum in the first, Scrum in the second, and Scrum in the third. Capitelli will take another one to Scrum, I'm sure. As a ground ball's hit to Campbell. Campbell to second, got one, and to first, and Morski unable to dig that one out, and that's going to play to run. As the runner goes down to second, the ball squirts away again, but limp backing up there. As Tyler Adams once again hits another ground ball to the left side. Joey Casina scores on the play there. Nick Westerhide out at second base for the first out. Coach Trapp out to talk to the umpires. I think looking for an interference call at second base with the runner sliding in. And they will talk this over. So 1 run scores there. Adams down to second base as Westerhide was out at second on the play from Campbell. And Coach Trapp, of course, gets an answer he does not like. And the run still scores, and we have 1 out. We're not?
No.
It's green.
I don't know why. Unless I can't reach anything, try your phone.
Hold on.
So we're hooked up, right? Yeah. Still got 1.5 left.
Huh.
Can't get on yours either?
I haven't. Hold on.
Okay.
Yep, I think we're on. Another ground ball to Noah Scrum, and that's the second out. And that moves Tyler Adams over to third base with 2 outs. And in steps Valeris, a ground ball past diving Campbell, and that's going to score a run. So 2 runs have now scored in the top half of the 6th here. And in steps Hoffman, the new pitcher. And here's the pitch, and he takes strike 1. As the Kahawks try to cut off the bleeding here. And he takes a ball just outside to even the count at 1-1. Capitelli comes set. Here's the pitch to Hoffman. And he checks his swing, a throw down to Morski, and not in time. Umpire says he did not go, so the count remains 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch from Capitelli. Swinging a ground ball right back to Capitelli, makes the throw to first base. Morski reaches and puts him away as the Maroons score 2 more runs, and it is now 8-4 Belleville West. A softball update. It is 4-4 in the 7th at Belleville West. So there's a softball update score for you. As Jake Hoffman comes out for his 2nd inning of work here in Collinsville, with TJ Williams leading off this half of the 6th inning. Collinsville trailing by 4. And if Collinsville hopes to get back into this thing, this is an inning where they're going to have to put at least 1 or 2 on the board here, starting with Williams. On deck, you'll have Morski, Holton, and then back to the top of the order where you'll see Vlasic and then Limp. Here's the first pitch to TJ Williams. Ball way up high. As Williams looks to get on here with nobody out to get this thing started. And a ground ball right back up the middle. Great play by the shortstop, and he's got, he calls him safe at first. First baseman pulled off, and with TJ Williams' speed, shortstop, although making a great play, has to rush himself and pulls the first baseman, Adams, off. 2 umpires now getting together to see if they got this thing right. First base umpire was right on top of it, I would have to say. Yep, he is safe. I was going to be very shocked if they overturned that. So TJ Williams does his job. He gets on with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. And Morski, a chance here. Morski struck out in the 2nd. And had a fielder's choice ground out to, a fly out to the first baseman as he takes ball 1 in the dirt. Williams away from first. Morski to see his 2nd pitch here, and that one's way up high as well. So Morski now ahead in the count here. 2 balls and no strikes from Jake Hoffman as he tries to get TJ Williams over in scoring position here. Here's the next pitch. Morski turns and fouls it off his leg again. That's the 2nd time he's done that tonight. He's got the count at 2-1 now, still in his favor, with speedy TJ Williams over at first base as he takes his lead. Throw over. Not in time. Plenty of time for Williams to get back there. So Morski with a 2-1 count here. His job to get TJ Williams in scoring position here as he flies one out to shallow center. Shortstop goes back to make the catch. And that is one away. So with one out, that brings in the second baseman, Jake Holton, with TJ Williams still over at first base. Jake Hoffman gets his sign, takes a look over at Williams, and here's the pitch. There goes Williams, and he was running, and Holton fouls one right down the left field line. That ball stays fair. TJ Williams scores for sure. So no balls, one strike to Jake Holton as TJ Williams takes another big lead. And that one's high and away. That evens the count at 1-1 for Jake Holton. 1-1, one out, bottom of the sixth. Kahoks trailing by 4. Here's the pitch to Holton, and he lines one up the middle, caught by the shortstop. What a play by the shortstop, as he puts that one away for the second out. Ball is not traveling today off the bat of either team, as everything in the air seems to just float. And here comes Spencer Vlasic in the leadoff hole, batting for Hunter Counton, who had to leave for a prior engagement at the Scholar Awards. As Williams gets a big lead over there at first base. There goes Vlasic, and a ground ball to third base off his chest. He's going to have to hurry, throw over to first, and he is safe at first base as he comes off the base again. That's twice Adams has came off the base, and Vlasic has himself a single, moving TJ Williams over to third base. So a chance here with 2 outs, and the number 2 hitter and center fielder, Braden Limp, coming to the plate. Limp had his struggles on the mound early on, and a chance to bring in 2 runs here as TJ Williams stays at second base, actually. And there's a ball high. So 1 ball, no strikes to Limp here, with Vlasic on first and TJ Williams standing on second base. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Braden Limp. And he takes strike 1 right down the middle. 1-1 count now to Limp. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. A chance for Limp to drive in a 2-out RBI here, which would be huge for the Kahoks as they try to chip away at this 4-run lead. And there's a line drive. That's going to be extra bases. TJ Williams around third. He will score. Here comes Vlasic. He's coming around third. Limp into second base, and Vlasic is going to score the second run here as he scores from first base. Braden Limp with a huge 2-out double to plate 2 runs and cut the lead to 6-8. As those 2 errors at first base have now proved costly, as the Kahoks are able to plate 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. And here's going to be the first pitch to Hunter Schrage now stepping in. Hoffman to the dish, and Schrage takes ball 1 low and away, with Braden Limp out there wandering and pacing around at second base. And here's the pitch to Hunter Schrage. And he lines one up the middle. That is going to get down. Braden Limp around third. And here comes the throw to the plate as Braden Limp is safe at the plate as Hunter Schrage steps up and drives in a run. The third of the inning with 2 outs. As the Kahok bats have come on fire here, and they now cut the lead to 1. This is the only type of thing that you could have hoped for Collinsville here. being down 8-4 here and coming back to get it within 1 as Camden Fry takes his position over at first base to run for Hunter Schrage. And in steps up Noah Scrum. He is turned around to the left side here, and he waves at one for a bunt, and he takes a strike. Noah Scrum normally steps in on the right-hand side, turns it around here, hoping to get out of a slight slump as he can swing it from both sides of the plate. And here's the pitch to Scrum, and that one's low. Now evens the count at 1-1. Noah Scrum 2 for 3 from the left side this year as he takes a look at Hoffman as he throws over to first base to Adams there to try and pick off Camden Fry as he takes his lead again. Here's the next pitch to Scrum, and he fouls one straight back to the screen. And the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs as Noah Scrum tries to figure out Jake Hoffman here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 1 ball and 2 strike count here. Here's the pitch, and that one, breaking ball, slides out of the hand and hangs up and outside to Scrum. That'll even the count, 2-2. Fry away from first base with a pretty big lead. And here's the pitch to Scrum as he grounds one up the middle to shortstop off his glove and into the outfield. As Noah Scrum comes up and puts a ball in play, that will go E6 on the play as he goes to first, and Camden Fry scoots down to second base. That's going to bring in Giuseppe Capitelli. Struck out in the, he walked in the 4th and scored a run and flew out to center field in the 5th as he takes the first pitch high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So Collinsville chipped away here. They've cut the lead to 1 here in the bottom of the 6th as Fry leads from second, Scrum from first, and the next pitch to Capitelli as he fouls one off to the right. That one's going to get out of play to even the count here at 1-1. A base hit here will score Camden Fry. Plenty of speed from the sophomore at second base if Capitelli can get one through the infield here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is high and away as they try to pick off the sophomore at second base. Good throw by Sundquist down to Cannon, but just not in time. Now the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Capitelli. Here's the pitch. Capitelli flares one towards shortstop, and he's throws over to first, and he's got him at first. Kahawks plate 3 that inning to cut the lead to 1, and we will be right back for the top half of the 7th. Giuseppe Capitelli comes out, and he is going to see the top half of the 7th here as the Kahawks have chipped away at this Belleville West lead after only scoring 1 in the first 3 innings. Kahawks came out and scored 4 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, and 3 in the 6th to cut this lead to 1. As Capitelli comes up, and he's going to face Dylan Sundquist, Bierman, and Langston. First pitch here from Capitelli, just low, as Capitelli tries to figure out how to get 2 outs here without giving up a run. Next pitch is a strike, so Capitelli goes 1-1 against Sundquist. Sundquist has scored twice on an error, a hit by pitch, and he's also walked as one is lined up the middle past the diving Holton. That's going to get into center for a base hit. So Sundquist leads off the top of the 7th here with a blistering line drive back up the middle. And then that's gonna bring up Bierman, the number 9 hitter and second baseman. Capitelli trying to induce a ground ball double play here as Lance Glazer takes his place at first base. There's a bunt attempt. Capitelli fields it, throws over to first base. Morski reaches up and makes the play for out number 1. That goes 1-3 on the putout and moves the pinch runner Glazer over to second base. That brings up the top of the order Will Langston, the shortstop. Here's the first pitch here from Capitelli. Just outside, just missed by a hair, as Capitelli tries to figure out the next 2 hitters here. Comes set, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, and fouled off to the left-hand side. That's going to get out of play, and that sounded solid, whatever that hit. Somebody called their insurance company. As Capitelli evens the count here, it is 1-1, and he sends one in to Langston. And he lines one straight out to right field. Vlasic going back to the track, makes the catch, falls, able to flip it to Limp as he gets it back into the infield and makes a great play out there. Vlasic tracking that thing all the way back to the track as the wind knocked that thing down and brought it right back to him. I think you're right, no wind. I think that is gone. That's going to bring in the number 2 hitter, Joey Casina. Started off on the mound, is now patrolling left field. And he has scored in all 3 of his plate appearances. He has singled, walked, and walked again. And he takes a line drive. That's going to get in the gap. That might be extra bases. Limp cuts it off, but that's going to plate 1 run as Glazer scores from third base after he moved over on that fly ball to Vlasic. So the lead is extended to 2 runs as we move here with 2 outs to Nick Westerhide. And Capitelli throws over to first base to Morski. Check on the runner. Capitelli is 1 out away from getting out of this inning, allowing 1 run and giving his fellow teammates a chance to win this game. And there goes the runner, ground ball to Scrum. Scrum up with it over to first base to Morski, and that is the end of the inning. And the Kahawks will try and come back here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing by 2. Well, welcome back here to Collinsville, and we have a pitching change as the shortstop, Will Langston, will come in and try and finish off the Kahawks here in the 7th. That moves Jake Hoffman over to shortstop as the Kahawks figure out how to plate 2 more runs here. And a quick softball update. Kahawks win in 8 innings, 6-4 against Belleville West at Belleville West, as the Kahawks softball team continues to rattle off wins. In steps Matt Campbell to lead off this inning. Campbell has singled, doubled, and flew out as he takes the first pitch high from Langston in his first inning of work here. Campbell trying to get this started as he fouls the next one off. It is now 1-1 to Campbell. If Collinsville hopes to get back in this, they're going to need base runners, and Campbell is the first candidate for that. As the third pitch from Langston comes in, and that one's in the dirt and back to the backstop. And the count goes to 2-1 to Campbell. Langston ready. And to the plate. High, ball 3. So a good opportunity here for Matt Campbell with a 3-1 count to see something he can hit. If not, he will take his walk down to first base. Here's the pitch. And that's inside on the corner as Campbell didn't want any part of that fastball in the inner half. It is now a full count to Campbell here as he calls time. As Langston was going through his motion awful quick, Campbell wanted a chance to think about it. And here's the full count pitch to Campbell. And that one got away from him. And that's ball 4 to Matt Campbell as he goes down to first base, giving the Kahawks an opportunity here with 1 runner on, and TJ Williams coming to the plate. Williams struck out in the 2nd, and not really sure what he did there, as he takes strike 1. Williams reaches on an error in the last inning that he took an at bat, which was the 6th, as Campbell's away from first. Williams takes one in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to Williams with Campbell on first base here. Nobody out for the Kahawks. Bottom of the 7th, trailing 2. Here's the pitch, and Williams fouls one straight back. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Williams as he's going to have to battle through this at bat. Trying to get Campbell over to second base here, or drive him over to third with something in the gap. And here's the pitch to Williams, and he swings and misses. That's strike. Oh, foul. It was a foul ball. Okay. All right. Umpire says foul ball at the plate, and TJ Williams gets another chance at it with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Williams settles himself now. Campbell at first base, and Langston comes set, and here's the pitch. That one's low and away in the dirt, and that evens it up at 2-2. Belleville West thought they had an out there, but TJ Williams apparently fouled that ball straight down into the dirt. Forces Langston here to battle with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch to Williams as that ball is rocketed down the left field line just past Coach Pete Trapp, and the count stays 2-2. Williams not making it easy here on Langston as he's battling. And here's the pitch to TJ Williams. And that one just misses outside. You hear some groans from the Belleville West side. It's now a full count As TJ Williams has made Langston here throw a lot of pitches. Will Langston to the plate, and he takes strike 3. As Williams takes a look at that one. 1 out now for the Kahawks. In steps Morski. Morski struck out in the 2nd, popped out to first in the 4th, and popped out to the shortstop in the 6th. And he flares one down the left field line. That's going to get out of play for strike 1. Holton on deck. Campbell away from first. Here comes the pitch to Morski. And he takes one on the outside corner. As the strike zone gets a little bit wider there. No balls, 2 strikes to Morski. As he tries to battle on base here. And he fouls that one away off the catcher. Sundquist, as he's taken a couple balls today. And 0-2 to Morski here. As he tries to line something into the outfield. There's a ground ball to short. And out at second, and not a throw to first. Not sure why they didn't make the throw there. They had plenty of time to get Morski. But that gives the Kahawks a chance here. As Jake Holton comes up with 2 outs. First pitch to Holton in the dirt. No opportunity for Morski to get down to second base. As Jake Holton is ahead here, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the next to Holton. And low and away and in the dirt to Holton. Holton today, 3 unassisted, 4-3 and L6. As he's put the ball in play all 3 times, but has failed to reach base. And with 2 outs, here's the next pitch to Holton. Low. Now he has gone 3-0 to Holton, which will turn the lineup over to Vlasic, who in his last at bat had a single and scored a run. As Sundquist goes out and talks to Will Langston to get him settled down. And it is 3-0 to Holton here, and you got to think that he's going to be taking with 2 outs and down by 2. Here's the pitch, and low ball 4, and he is going to take a free pass down to first base. As now the tying run is at first base in the form of Jake Holton, as Belleville West coach comes out to talk to Will Langston. And Spencer Vlasic with one of the most important varsity at-bats he's had so far as a sophomore. Vlasic struck out in the 3rd after relieving Hunter Counton, struck out in the 4th, and then in the 6th he was able to muster up a single and score a run in that big 3-run inning that the Kahawks had in the 6th. As Morski gets his lead from second, Holton from first, and Vlasic asks for time. Single will score Morski here as the outfield has scooted back, and Westerheid is very deep for his normal position as Vlasic takes a curveball for strike 1. Something we haven't seen a lot of from Langston was the breaking ball. Been relying on that fastball as he searches for the strike zone. Here's the next pitch to Vlasic, and that one goes behind him as he tries to throw another breaking ball, and that one gets away. So the count goes to 1-1 now with 2 outs, 2 on. Kahawks down 2, and Vlasic a chance to drive in at least 1 right here with something in the outfield. Here's the pitch to Vlasic. And he squares one up. That's a single. Here comes Morski, and they're going to hold him at third as that ball was on a line right out to left fielder Joey Casina. Great at bat by Spencer Vlasic here, showing a little moxie as the bases are now loaded. Vlasic meaning the winning run at first base, Morski at third, and Holton at second. And the hero from last inning, Braden Limp, steps up to the plate. He drove in 2 of the 3 RBIs last inning. There's the first pitch, and that's low in the dirt, and Sundquist does a great job of knocking that ball down, preventing Morski scoring and the tying run and go-ahead run from moving up. 1 ball, no strikes to Limp here as he tries to play the role of the hero for the Kahawks. Still trailing 2 here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and he lines one. That's in the gap. That's going to get the tying run in. Here comes Spencer Vlasic. He's to third. He's being waved around. Spencer Vlasic to the plate. Here comes the throw, and he will score. Kahawks come back on a double by Braden Limp to beat the Belleville West Maroons. We will be back with more.
Now turn it up. Oh, you already got me up.
Yeah, you're already on. You want to talk about this?
I hate to end early, but I don't feel well, as you know.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
I have been throwing up here in the booth since the 2nd inning. Didn't want to share the gory details, but that's the thing, and we're going to go ahead and end this early. Great comeback from behind win by the Collinsville Kahawks as they battled back all game long, and man, oh man, that's a nice way to end it. That's got to make Braden Limp feel a lot better about his pitching performance.
I'm telling you what, Braden struggled there in the early going, but his last 2 at-bats, he has figured out how to get these Kahawks a W. If he couldn't do it on the mound, he certainly did it at the plate.
Sure did. I would shake your hand and say thank you for all the work, but I'm sure you don't want whatever I have.
Absolutely not.
So thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I don't even know off the top of my head what my next baseball game is, but I'm sure I'll see you there.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks. That's Josh Hartle. My name is Todd Duke. Final score once again, Collinsville come back and win it in the bottom of the 7th by a score of 10-9. So long for just a while.